proud members of the Podbelly Network.
What's your favorite scary movie?
Oh, come on, you know I don't watch that shit.
Why not? Too scared?
No, it's just what's the point? They're all the same. Some stupid killer stalking some big-breasted girl who can't act, who's always running up the stairs when she should be going out the front door. It's insulting.
Welcome
to
Kim and Kat.
Stay Alive.
Maybe.
We're a horror movie comedy podcast.
We're going to tell you the entirety of a movie, spoilers at all. And this week, I, Kim, am going to try to stay alive.
And I, Ket, am going to do the telling of it.
Yay. What's up?
Nothing. Let's cheers.
Oh, vagina holes out.
Tits up. Ooh. Wow. I wonder if we're ever going to practice doing the intro over Zoom. If that's just something we're just going to guess at every week.
It's only
not
because
work it
it's
out.
Zoom that it sounds weird to us.
I know. I just always get very nervous.
It's going to be okay.
But hi, here we are.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm a person, and I am tired. I'm a sleepy
Really tired
person.
too. I'm very, very tired. I felt a little off the last few days. I've taken, if I've taken 1,000 steps in the last 3 days, I'd be shocked. So
Probably same. I mean, I feel that most days.
yeah, so I'm just feeling a little off, and I can always tell when I'm off because it's when I'm more susceptible to get into Facebook fights with people. And I got into one of those today with a stranger. Yeah.
I would ask you about it, but I really don't want to hear about it. So
No. I don't want to hear about it. It's more just the idea that I got involved in it. Like I can as I'm writing it, I'm like, why am I doing this? Why am I writing
exactly
this?
what's gonna happen.
He responded. Let me respond. Like I'm just, It's as if I'm in some sort of like out of body experience.
I feel you. That's actually why I deleted Facebook from my phone. I haven't been on Facebook in a really long time. And it's
Yeah,
been
I think-
delightful. Although I miss people's birthdays now because of it. So
That's the
sorry,
thing. And,
everyone
like,
hasn't said happy birthday to. It's because I don't have Facebook anymore.
Yeah, I think I'm getting there because it's just like the for what I get out of it, it's not canceling out the frustration that I feel at people. So that's where I am today.
Yeah.
But
I went on a delightful hike this weekend.
Where?
Very long. Paseo Miramar,
okay.
which I haven't been to before. It's like above the Palisades, kind of.
Oh my gosh, that sounds gorgeous.
So yeah, it's like somewhere that I have hiked before, but it's like the upper part of it, like upper inner part. So you could see like just all of like, it's like by the ocean. So like all of the ocean and all of LA. Like it was like really pretty at the top.
Oh, that sounds gorgeous. Where was it crowded? I didn't mean where. I meant was it crowded?
No.
That's cool. Great. Maybe I'll go.
Yeah. I mean, it was weird to know where to go or how to go. Like we were both just like, what are we doing? So we were just like, I guess let's just start walking. But it was also like 100 degrees. So it was like,
Oh yeah. Yeah.
it was
That's the only
pretty hot.
Yeah, I like hiking when it's really hot and I just become like drenched in sweat, but I know
But
that
it's like-
that's not.
You're like, it's really hot and like dry hot. And then it's really high. Like it's quite elevated. So the air is different and you're wearing a mask. So like,
Oh shit.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Like,
it
was like a little tough. And then like I saw it was like with Valentina, who I haven't seen since before this.
Before the apocalypse.
Yeah, exactly. And we used to work at a restaurant together, and now neither of us work at restaurants anymore. So I also, it's like we're trying to talk, you know? So we're just like at one point, like we were like, and then he was like, we just we just got into stories.
That's so
to each
true.
other. I guess
That's so
I
true.
just couldn't speak. You're like, do you have for water?
I feel like there was a period of time, especially when you and I lived in like West Hollywood, Kim, where it was like we were going on hikes all the time with like our friends, but it would always get to that, like when we would go to like Runyon and stuff.
Yeah.
But it would always get to that point where it would just be like us just silent, but just breathing really hard at each other.
Exactly.
Like, see on the way down, see on the incline.
So, but it was beautiful and like wonderful to like get outside and see that and like be grateful, because like just being grateful of like where we do live and stuff, you know, like it's important sometimes, and get out of like my little apartment bubble. Or even like 3 streets that I run on bubble, you know, like to actually like go see like above everywhere and be like, oh gratitude, thank you.
That is a great idea. I need your advice on this exact topic. I have not gone on a hike because I was afraid of traveling to a hike place and then having it be crowded and like being freaked out, like not being able to like know ahead of time if there would be a lot of people there. And then also how to convince my husband, who hates hiking, to go on a hike with me.
I mean, that part I can help you with. For me, the only place I've ever been to that's I would call busy is Runyon. Like, I've never been on a hike that I was like, this is crowded.
That's very true. That's very
true. I guess you see them, you walk by them, you know what I mean? But like,
but no more than you would just walking down a street. I guess.
Like it's not like the fucking catwalk that Runyon is, where people are fucking wearing booty shorts and big hoop earrings and makeup and walking dogs and fucking on showcase or anything.
The fucking scene of Runyon Canyon. That's a weird LA thing, guys, for people that don't live in LA. Runyon is a weird thing.
Like it's like the hot spot of hikes.
It really is. It really is. It's like where you go to be seen and to see. I don't think I ever went to Runyon without seeing at least a minor celebrity.
Yeah,
there.
Same.
Yeah. Weird thing. LA's weird, guys. It's real. It's real weird.
Wacky,
I love it.
Weird and beautiful.
That is exactly what it is. Like you and me.
Oh,
wacky,
true.
weird, and beautiful.
Great description of us.
Exactly.
Us, me, self. Good job. I'm so tired. This is going to be a woo episode.
Oh, these are my favorite. I love those episodes where you're a banana boat.
I'm a little woozy. A little woozy here, guys.
A little woozy here. Oh my God, I really hope Matthew Lillard is called back for Scream 5 somehow. Somehow. And Skeet. Like, just somehow. Like, fuck it. Just bring him back. Nobody's going to care. Nobody cares if it, makes sense. Just bring them.
Just as extras again.
They just like are in.
Matthew Lillard is in Scream 2 as like an extra. Or wait,
is he
it
really?
Scream 2? I could be lying, but I'm almost positive.
That's fun.
That's
one
of the Screams. Or some movie.
I love that. Or maybe
you know what? That he's in
you know what I'm thinking? I'm thinking of Scooby-Doo where he plays Shaggy. That's what you were thinking of.
No, there's a movie where he just like hung out on set one day and they were like, "Hey, just go be in the party right there."
But it may or may not have been one of the Screams.
Correct.
Got it.
You guys tell us,
You know the answers to the things we're thinking of. You knew who Mr. Caputo was, as soon as we said the name.
I haven't posted this yet, but by the time this is up, I've posted it. So there's like this tweet that's like, the closest I know what it's like to being a ghost is listening to a podcast and yelling at the answer that they're trying to think of.
Yes, that's so true. That's so true.
And I was like, people feel that a lot with us, I'm sure.
Yeah, that's
speaking of which.
Yes.
Sorry, continue if you had a sentence.
It wasn't a very good sentence.
Cool.
I'm prepared to let it go.
Moving on. Speaking of which, we are going to create a place where everyone can discuss
where y'all can
things
talk amongst
that
yourselves.
happen in the episode. You can be like, those fucking idiots were talking about Scream 2 or not a Scream movie at all or Mr. Caputo or anything else or the new Scream coming out. Or we can all discuss it together as a group in a Facebook
group.
We're doing
it.
We feel a little scared. I don't know why, but I put out a poll and everyone was into it. So
yeah, so we're gonna do it, guys. We announced.
we're literally saying it to hold ourselves accountable.
Yeah. So by the time you are hearing this, you will be able to go to clickety click click click
Facebook.
So don't delete your Facebook like we were just talking about doing.
Oh right, fuck Facebook, but come join our group.
Right.
Fuck, now I'm gonna have to go on Facebook again. God damn it! Why do we do this to ourselves?
I know.
Okay,
but
well,
you know
I'm
what?
only gonna go on to talk to the Sammys. That's it.
Yeah. Now we'll have
talk to anyone else.
Yeah, we'll have a purpose. Like that's the problem. You go on Facebook and you're just kind of like walking around the forbidden forest and you don't know what you're going to find. But it's like if we have a reason to go to Facebook, we're like, I'm running an errand to Facebook to get this, you know?
Yeah.
It's like when you go to a grocery store.
We can all talk to each other and oh my
Exactly.
gosh, it's going to be fun.
Yeah. Did you want me to continue with my grocery store metaphor that I was working on that had to do with Facebook, or should I abandon that as well?
Oh, I didn't know you were even trying to keep going. I thought, did I cut you off? I thought you were done.
Oh no.
Or I just got bored. I talked instead.
That's why I was like,
I get bored?
do I really want to, do I need to keep going? I'm going to keep going. I think it was a good analogy. Okay. You know how when you go to the grocery store with, bitch, listen to me.
What?
When you go to the grocery store without a list and then you just end up spending all this money, shit you don't need, or if you go when you're hungry because you're just like, and then you just buy a whole bunch of shit. But if you go to the grocery store with a list, it's an efficient trip. So we're saying put the KK Sam Facebook group on your Facebook grocery list.
Yeah, come
Go
be
there.
efficient with us. Sounds fun. Woo!
Listen.
Good times.
I didn't workshop the metaphor beforehand. This is we're just flying by the seat of our pants here, guys.
Like we do.
Yeah.
KK
That's
Sam
all I
thing.
had. That was the biggest announcement. Do we have anything else?
That's all. I don't know.
All right.
I started
Here we
dating
go.
again. I could talk about, but I don't want to go into too much detail. But I went on 2 Zoom dates.
Can you give us the log line for both dates? The elevator pitch for both dates.
One was very, very sweet, and I don't know.
Sweet's
I'm having
good.
a tough time. I'm having a tough log line situation.
Well, no, sweet's good. You didn't say, I
think-
went on one and he pooped on me. So, like, that's good.
Well, yeah, they were both on Zoom, so it's tough to poop through the computer
True.
or
True.
FaceTime or whatever. One was British.
Oh, I'm interested. I'd pick up this movie. I'd take a meeting about this. I like this elevator pitch.
It's interesting talking on everyone I think I've dated who's British, I just met in person. So it's interesting to like talk to a British person from a dating app because like they're not British at first, you know? They're just computer like everyone else.
Yes. So they don't type in a British accent is what you're saying.
No, shockingly.
Wow. Fascinating. I thought the Brits had the whole keyboard to themselves. That had like little, cheerio.
I think I feel scared I think I feel scared of people listening because the podcast comes up a lot.
I hear you. Well, one was sweet and one was British. So, I mean, no one can fault you for those.
And I have a second date planned with Sweet. So
with sweet. Got it. Well,
so that's exciting.
I don't think anyone can take issue with what you said.
He's definitely listened to the podcast, but he listened to episode 1 and 2. He didn't listen to recent, so. But now I don't know. Now I just get nervous every time I'm dating new people when they like know that it exists, and then I talk about dating that they're going to be like, "Ooh, let me hear what she said about me," and then I'm like, "I don't want to say anything. Shut up."
Yeah. No, I hear you. It's weird. I'm going through a similar experience with my parents. I'm not dating them, but I now know like they're actively listening. Like it took them 2 years to become interested in what I was doing, and now they're like, "Hey, this thing you've been doing."
I thought they always listened. No,
they would listen, not regularly, and my mom definitely did not listen regularly.
That was my question that I had for you that I'm so glad you brought up is, did you taste the motherfucking Kool-Aid?
Not yet.
What the fuck, Ketryn?
But I'll show it to you.
Remember when we talked about Ketryn never having Kool-Aid as a child and being a sad, sad childhood? So her mom sent her Kool-Aid in the mail.
Yeah.
I hope it came with an apology letter.
I'll show you what she sent me to our patrons.
Orange, cherry, and lemonade.
Yeah. And it's an unsweetened drink mix.
That's
which
what
I don't
Kool-Aid
understand.
is, dude. You have to put sugar into it.
You have to put sugar into it. Well, what if I just put no sugar into it? Can I do that?
You could try. I don't know what that would taste like.
I'm going to try that. Yeah, but it says good source of vitamin C, caffeine free.
I'm going to go ahead and say that if you don't put sugar into it, it's not going to taste like what you would drink as a child.
Got it. Yeah, this is fascinating. Yeah, so 0 calories. I thought the sugar was already in there. So, yeah, this is great. Let's see what happens.
No, I recall like taking big scoops of fucking sugar and being like,
oh shit. No, I'll do a little Instagram story of me tasting.
You haven't tried it yet.
Yeah, I'll do it. I'll do it. I'll do a little thing. My Kool-Aid experience. What were we talking about? What's
Kool-Aid.
our podcast? Kool-Aid. Great. So Kim, you know how you really want the taste of hot sauce, but you're a big, huge, giant wuss?
I do.
I found a hot sauce
You
for
did? What is it?
El Yucateco hot sauce. It is called a hot sauce for everyone, even Kim. Here's why you can handle it. So they focus on flavor, not heat. And also, it's non-vinegar based, which you're also a wuss about.
This was made for me.
They use the whole fruit of the pepper, non-vinegar based, and then they also don't use the capsaicin extract, which is the thing that burns your mouth off.
Wow.
They have 5 different habanero-based sauces. You can do the jalapeno, that's the least hot. Then it goes to chipotle, then red, then Caribbean, then green, then black, then XXX hot, baby.
That's for you because you like to sweat while you eat.
I do really like to sweat while I'm eating. So yeah, give it a shot.
Cool.
Bernsey.
I guess I'll go to www.shopelucateco.com. That's shop, ELYUCATECO.com. #King of Flavor.
Go try the hot sauce for everyone, even Kim. Do you want to hear a movie?
I do.
Okay. Here we go. So, guys, this one is pretty new. So, spoilers, but you know what our podcast is. I don't have to tell you. I did.
I know what it is.
Say it.
Host.
Yes! Host.
I knew you were going to do it before you sent the clue. And then when I saw the clue, I was like, she's definitely doing it.
Yeah. It was creepy. It lived up. It was creepy.
I would just like to say that they stole this idea from the movie that I was in earlier this year called Screen.
Yep, that's actually what I was going to ask you to talk about after we watched it, because I want to hear a comparison once I've told it to you.
Yeah, I'm sure the biggest comparison is their budget and crew versus our $0 budget and 0-person crew.
Yep.
Big part of it.
There was a little bit of that. You'll also be happy to know that it's all British accents.
I love that.
Yeah. Okay, so here we go. Dead or alive. And I would say do your best to create a picture in your mind of all of the 6 girls, because it's like their names are very similar. They're going by the names of themselves. What their character is the name of themselves. So it's like Emma and Gemma. So it's just like if you need to create like a little key in your head of who everybody is. That's all I'm saying.
I mean, I'm not going to be able to do that from the Dead or Alive, but sure.
Yes. No. As we move forward.
You're
Okay.
going to have to do that for me, Ketryn. That's what this podcast is.
I know. They're just all... Anyway. Okay. Haley.
Alive.
Gemma.
Dead.
Emma.
Alive.
Radina.
Alive.
Caroline.
Dead.
Teddy.
Alive.
And Salin.
Alive.
Okay. It was an eh. It was 3 out of 7. Eh.
Standard burns.
Yeah, standard burns. Okay, here we go. Zoom screen. We've all been there. We've all seen it. This entire movie, I would like you to picture that you have your camera off in this Zoom screen, because that is all you are going to see. Is everything you see is just through your computer. Okay? So, Zoom screen. Haley's account. We see that there on the screen is somebody is there, but it's very blurry, and we see that that person is like fixing their hair, and then we see that person take tape off of their camera. She then like picks up her laptop, she walks it into her room, she kind of sits it on her bed, and she invites 5 friends. Click, 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 click. And then we see on the screen, Haley is like getting ready in her room. And then we see the screen pop up with a little notification that says Gemma's in the waiting room. And Haley's not looking, so she doesn't see that she's there. She's getting dressed. And then from the other side of the house, we hear a thumping noise. And Haley is like, what the fuck is that? So she's like, hello? And she walks back out into the hallway, and she sees that the closet door is slowly starting to open on its own, and ironing board falls out. And she's like, oh, God damn it. So she puts it back, and then she walks back out into the living room with her laptop, and she opens her blinds, and she sees that there's someone standing on the street throwing shit at her window. And the person on the street like points at her phone, and we realize, oh, that's Gemma. She is on the Zoom call on her phone and being like, I'm in the waiting room. So she lets her in, and then we see that Gemma is like walking back to her apartment. So basically she lives like in the building over from Haley. And so it's the 2 of them in there, and they're just talking about who's going to be there. And Gemma asks Haley, what should I expect? Like, what is this going to be? And Haley's like, I've done this before plenty of times. Salin is a friend of mine. And Gemma's like, I mean, has anything ever happened? And Haley's like, yeah, I mean, like something always happens. Like something occurs. And Gemma's like, okay. So, by this point, Gemma is back in her apartment, and we see that she's like pulled up the Zoom on her computer, but she still has it on her phone. So it starts like doing that obnoxious echo thing. Mm-hmm. But here's where I was like, oh, I immediately hate Gemma, because she was like laughing at the echo for way too long. Whereas Haley's like, I think you have to mute Gemma, you have to mute one of the things. And Gemma's just like laughing at the funny echo. So I was like, oh, okay, you're obnoxious. Great. Cool.
Okay.
At that point, it's just the 2 of them there. So Gemma's like, do you mind if I like write a quick email? And Haley's like, sure. So she just kind of like sits back and writes an email. Haley doesn't say anything. So there appears to be like some tension there, but it's not clear what it is.
Okay.
At this point, Emma pops in. So by this point, Haley has hair about my length, just below my shoulders, straight, brown, no British accent. Gemma has glasses and a white hoodie. Emma has blonde pigtails.
Okay.
Okay? I'll try and give you somewhat of a description. So Emma pops in, and she kind of looks like Baby Spice from back in the early 2000s. Oh, and Baby Spice's name was Emma.
Was
I
it?
think. Yeah, I think it was. I don't
Maybe
know. I'll
that's
postmortem the Spice Girls.
Yeah, maybe that's who she's supposed to be mirrored after.
Maybe. Yeah. So she pops in and she's like, I'm actually like kind of nervous, but like with a smile on her face. Like she's just like, this is crazy. Then Radina pops in. Radina has a boyfriend. She's got short brown hair, like to mid-neck, wavy. And Radina comes in and she like goes to say hello, but she coughs, and everyone's like, no coughing, the corona. Like they make a joke about that.
Were you saying that she has a boyfriend, or that was supposed to be a description of her?
She does have a boyfriend, which I'll tell you right now. So Radina's in her kitchen.
Okay.
So Haley lives alone. She's in like her living room. Gemma's in her bedroom. Emma is in her bedroom. Radina is talking at her kitchen table, and there's an island behind her where we see her boyfriend is like chopping stuff. Mm-hmm. So in her background. So the Eric, making noise in the kitchen while we're on a Zoom call.
Correct.
Yeah. So
I know it well.
What's that?
I know it well.
Yep. So he's back there. She's like, hi, whatever. Make a joke about coughing, blah, blah, blah. Then Caroline pops in. And Caroline has very long, wavy brown hair. And she lives with her dad. And she's got like a T-zone mask on or whatever. And so she's carrying her laptop around the house. And she's like, everyone say hi to my dad. And it's this like super cute little old man. And she's like, he won't follow the rules. I always have to run outside and tell him not to walk around the neighborhood. And he's just like, oh, you can't keep me inside. It's just really cute. Mm-hmm. And so then she goes into her room. And at this point, everybody is just talking. The beginning of a Zoom call where it's just like, da-da-da-da-da-da-da. At this point, we see that Radina mutes herself, walks over to her boyfriend so we can see all of this, because he's chopping like loudly. Mm-hmm. And she's like, hey, like we just see what she's doing. And basically he just like storms off and like goes into the bedroom. Okay. While this is happening on mute, all of the other girls are talking, and they're just like, ugh, like, God, that's such an awkward situation. Like, I just don't think it was a good idea to move in with someone that you don't know very well just to quarantine together. Ooh. So it was clearly that situation that I'm sure a lot of people found themselves in, where it's like, you just started dating someone, but if you want to continue dating someone, it's like, do you quarantine with a stranger? So that's Radina's situation. And then she comes back in, and Radina's like, it's fine. Like when we have an argument, he just goes to the bedroom. At this point, we see that Emma, Baby Spice, has filters on her things. So she's got like a horror pig face, and she's like doing that. And then she's got this other whatever, and they're laughing at her filters. Caroline then says, she's like, oh, I don't have a filter, but look what I did. So the background, she's created a moving background that is the exact frame that her room is actually in the Zoom call, and her walking into frame on her phone and like brushing her hair. Right. So she's like, so she's like joking. She's like, I had to create a friend for quarantine. So here's me coming in. Yeah. And they're like, oh, okay.
So do we see everyone on the whole screen at once?
Yes. Yeah. So obviously every so often we're just seeing like one screen, but like I'll tell you when that is if it's relevant. But it's for the most part, unless somebody like actively drops out, you can assume that you can see everybody's screen.
Yeah. Okay. Just wondering like the view that it's like.
It's a gallery view. Yeah.
Gallery view. Thank you.
Yeah. Okay. So at this point, the girls give Caroline, moving background, a heads up. And they're like, just so you know, Teddy's going to pop in. And she's like, oh my God, like, why didn't you guys tell me? And she starts like wiping the mask off of her face. And they all start talking shit about Teddy. Basically, they like love Teddy. Like he's one of our boys. He's like Vince or Lonnie or something, right? But he just started dating this girl, Ginny. So they all start talking about Ginny and they're all like, did you see his post with Ginny? And they're like, oh, do you mean his first post with Ginny or this other post with Ginny or this other post with Ginny or Ginny? And they're like, God, she's just like fucking insufferable. They call her. But basically like he's quarantining at this new girlfriend's parents' mansion.
Wow. Okay. I accept. Yeah.
So they're all like, fuck Ginny. She's the worst. She's the total opposite of Teddy. And they're like, you can only have 3 conversations with her and they're just in rotation. She's stupid, doesn't know anything else. And then they're, hi, Teddy. Hi. And it's this like sweet sort of bear-like man with red hair and a man bun, and he's just like a big galoot. Like he's just like a red-faced, red-headed, man-bunned, kind of chubby galoot. Just a delight. And Ginny is in the background. So he's on a laptop outside, and Ginny is like sitting on the diving board with like a gin and tonic. And everyone's just like, look at your, and they're
sounds pretty great, not gonna lie.
I know, but that's also why I'm mad. I mean, they're mad about it. So she's like at a big mansion with a pool, and then Teddy's like, oh, actually, I'm gonna go inside because the signal's not good out here. So we only see that scene for like a second. So then he goes and like kisses Ginny goodbye, and they're all like they're just, she's the worst. And so now he's like walking and he's like, let me give you like a little tour of the house. So as they're walking, they're all commenting on his man bun and how quarantine is, he can't get a haircut, blah, blah, blah. And I wrote, and this is when I realized that the entire Wi-Fi having globe is just having the exact same conversations everywhere.
Yep.
Just the same conversations across the board. Okay. So, gives them a tour. First thing he points out is this like creepy marionette clown that he's just like, look at this. Isn't this? Yeah. And he's like, isn't this creepy? And I'm just like, yes, it is creepy. And then he's just kind of like showing us around and they're like, is that a fully stocked bar behind you? And he's like, yeah, it is. He's like, it's really tough to not get wasted, but it's like, I don't want to bring out Red Ted around her parents.
Red Ted.
Yeah. Yeah. And then it made me think, I was like, none of us had like drunk persona that like named drunk personas when we were drinking a lot. Like nobody, none of our friends. I can't think of anyone that had like, oh, so-and-so is coming out tonight.
Oh, you literally do. Porter One Eye.
Well, I'm too. When you guys are calling me that, I'm drunk. So
yeah, I was not. No, one of us does. It's you,
and it's me, Porter One Eye. That's right. Scratch that from the record. Never mind. Okay, so here we go.
No one else does. Just you.
Just me. Yeah. Oh, good old Porter One Eye. My hereditary drunk persona. Okay. Weird. Okay. They all laugh, reminisce about Red Ted and his Porter One Eye, and they joke about like you know, there's weird rules here. Like, I can't look at Pornhub in the dining room. Ha, 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 ha. Blah, blah, blah. Same conversations across the board. Very cute relationship, like, with him and his girls, because he's, like, the only boy.
Very cute.
Then they ask, they're like, okay, so are you ready for tonight? Like, did you bring your object? And he's like, yeah, I actually, like, broke quarantine to get this object.
What?
I know. And he's like, so he holds it up and he's like, let me create some ambiance. And he, like, takes a big hit of his vape. So he, like, opens up this music box. Wow, I just had a Kim moment. Couldn't think of the word. Opens up this music box, but, like, blows the vape around it. Yeah. And he tells us the story. He's like, this music box was my nan's, but I hated it because my brother would play this trick on me where he would get this music box and he would hide it, and then I would just hear it start playing somewhere.
That is terrifying.
That's really scary. I was like, that's a good one.
That's such a brother move.
Yeah, that's good. That's like when Allison and Hamilton hung the Blair Witch Project sticks in my room and, like, made rock piles on the floor so that when I came home, I, like, opened my door and there was, like, literally, like, they must have spent an entire day doing it. They were like, it was like
so
a dozen. Yeah, it was like a dozen stick figures hanging from fishing line and, like, pyramids of rocks. Those fucking assholes.
I love it.
I'm not over it, Allison. Not over it. Just so
I
you know.
applaud you. Great job.
Okay, Hamilton doesn't listen, or I would call him out as well. Okay, so he's like, so this is what I brought. But then he says something about his brother. So I was like, I think he actually brought the music box to talk to his brother, not to his grandmother.
Anne. I see.
Yeah. So at this point, Caroline, whose T-zone, long brown hair background that she created,
Okay.
she's like, I'm actually really scared. Like, I'm actually not super looking forward to this. And Haley is like, it's going to be fine. The woman is a friend of mine. I've done this lots of times before. She's really great. Just follow her instructions. Like, if you just follow her instructions, it'll be fine.
Okay.
And yep. And then she's like, but please be respectful of her. And, like, if you could be staring directly at someone and have them know it on Zoom, she'd be staring, like, directly at Gemma, being like, please don't embarrass me.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gemma was the second one on.
Yes. Yeah.
Gemma and Emma, I'm just, it's a goner
I know.
there.
So I'll say Baby Spice and
Baby
Gemma.
Spice is helpful.
I think that'll be better. Okay. So at this point, Teddy, who, I'm going to be honest, like, he's a big, lovable teddy bear, but he's kind of obnoxious, because the very first thing that he says is, he's like, not to undermine literally everything that you just said, but he's like, can we do a cheeky little shot every time she says astral plane? And Haley is like, it's astral plane, not astro plane. And she's also, like, very annoyed, but trying to not be a killjoy. So she's just like, but if you could, like, do it, you know, discreetly, like, I don't know how much she's going to love, like, people getting wasted while she's doing this, something that she takes seriously.
And so everyone's British except for Haley?
Yeah.
But she lives in England.
Allegedly. Yeah, apparently. I mean, it's interesting because I looked up the actress. The actress actually spends 6 months in LA and 6 months in England.
Interesting.
Yeah. So, anyway. But yeah, so she's the only one that doesn't have a British accent.
I want to do that.
So I actually want to do that. I would like to talk to you about it. This is not a joke. I would like to figure out how to live in a different country and do our podcast from there. Oh, and also make a living with our podcast. We'll talk about that in our next meeting. Goodbye.
I gotta marry that date number 2.
Yeah.
British boyfriend.
Yeah, we're gonna work on it. He may be an important part of the plan. Possibly. I'm just kidding. Okay. If you're listening, British date number 2.
No, don't listen. Turn it off.
Just kidding. Okay. So they're all like, yeah, like we'll do a little shot. Caroline is again the one who's like, I have a beer. I can't really do a shot with a beer, but like you can tell she's just like, I don't like any of this, and I don't like that we're all laughing about it. So they all do a shot and they cheers. He's like, what do we cheers to? A seance? Happy seance? And they're like, happy spookies. And he's like, yeah, happy spookies.
I like that.
Yeah. So they do a vagina holes out, tits up. And at this point, Haley is like, okay, everyone hold their glass up. I'm going to take a picture. And she pulls out an old school Polaroid camera and takes a Polaroid of the screen. I kind of want a Polaroid camera.
I've always wanted a Polaroid camera for a long time.
Let's look into that.
They're pretty expensive now.
I know. Yeah, because I guess they're like antiques.
Because now they're like cool and trendy,
vintagey
sort of things. But also like it's actually not even necessarily the camera, but like the film. Because you get
film.
like 10 pictures per thing.
Yes, exactly. And I remember that actually being the case even when they were a thing, when they weren't antiques. So she takes a picture. And then Haley's like, oh, I just got a text from Salyn. She's in the waiting room. And Gemma is like, oh, did you get a text or did she use telepathy? And just kind of like mocking it. And Haley's like, nope, it was a text over my phone, like a text message. Like she's just like not having it. At this point, Caroline once again just like reiterates with a smile on her face, but like a nervous smile of like, I really don't want to do this. And Radina like kind of tries to comfort her. Radina's the one with the boyfriend. She's like, nothing is going to happen. Like she's kind of that one who's like,
right.
It's going to be fine.
I want to have a Zoom seance. Let's have one with Cinq.
You know what? I'm going to have you hold that thought until the end, if you would, please.
But
okay.
It'd be so fun.
If you could just wait a skosh before you come to a decision. So, I already said that. Okay. Haley lets Salyn into the room. But right before she does it, just final reminder, please be respectful. Hey, Salyn, like that kind of thing. Salyn says hi. She's exactly who you would think she is.
I know her well.
Yep, her voice sounds exactly what you think it sounds like. Her hair is obviously long and gray and wavy. Mm-hmm. And she appears to live in a dark British dungeon. Like her background literally just looks like a stone cottage from the 1400s background. And I was like, I'm here for it. I will move in. May I Airbnb your creepy castle dungeon, please? So sweet, like such a sweet voice. Yeah. You would love to be guided through the astral plane by this woman.
Take me.
Yes.
You are my guide.
So then she's just like, hi, everyone. How are you? And she asks, does everyone have their trigger objects? And they all hold up something. So music box, whatever the fuck. Gemma then says, she's like, I just have a question. If I want to talk to my grandparents, but my grandparents only spoke Chinese and I don't speak Chinese, am I going to be able to talk to them? And Salyn says, yes, on the astral plane, there is no language. And then we see everyone like take a discreet shot and we see Haley just staring into the camera, just like, just like so mad.
Who asked that question?
Gemma, of course. Yeah. And so Salyn is like there is no language on the astral plane. So like if they have something to say to you, they will figure out how to say it to you.
What would your object be?
My object?
Mm-hmm.
I have a ton of my grandma's stuff, like little vials and things like that. I have a lot of stuff that I think I would like to say to my grandma that's just like, hey, you are a really good person. Because apparently towards the end of her life, she kept telling my aunt that she didn't think she was a good person.
Aww.
Yeah, so I definitely want to tell her that she's like a really good person. So one of the hundreds of things I have from my grandmother, probably. How about you?
Same. I would obviously pick my mom. And I would either use the letter that I got tattooed on my arm or the locket that I have that I like got from her room when I was like a kid. And then it's at that time I put a picture of my mama pop up in it. So
yes, I love that little locket.
yeah.
I would also maybe talk to Susan, but I'm sure Allison, like I would talk to Susan with Allison. That would be pretty awesome.
Right.
And I feel like if we invited Susan to a seance, like we would just gab, just drink grasshoppers, just laugh, just do a puzzle.
Yeah.
Great.
It'd be fun.
Yeah. So at this point, so we've just asked if I don't speak Chinese, can I talk to my grandparents? They all take a secret shot. And then Baby Spice is like, could I talk to a pet? And this is where I was like, I'm listening.
Oh, no.
And, oh, wait a minute. I have my grandma's ashes. That's probably going to be the most surefire way to talk to my grandma. So I'm going to go with ashes. And then I also have Alice's ashes. So I would talk to Alice. And she's like, yes, again, there are no rules like that on the astral plane. Discreet shot. Haley murders them all with her eyes.
So
yeah,
your grandmother was cremated?
My grandmother?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's interesting.
Yeah. Why?
I don't know. I just think old people want to be buried.
No, she did not want to be buried. And also our family is super big into donating their body to science. So almost everyone has that their body is donated to science. And then when they're done with your remains, they cremate it for you.
Oh, I was like, but then it's gone. I didn't know they cremated afterwards.
It depends on what they're using your body for. So, like if they're not using it for, like my grandpa, I feel like my grandma didn't get his ashes for like several months, like maybe like 8 months or something after he died, because I think whatever they were using his body for, they were using it. But yeah, it's basically like.
Oh, I thought when you donated to science, like it was goner, like it was Dunzo. So that's good to know.
Yeah, because that's what because eventually it's like, especially if you're like being cut up by a bunch of, medical students, eventually your body, like, you can't put it all back together. Like eventually your body is done, so kind of thing. So then they're like,
but
okay,
I mean,
we'll
like,
just
yeah, I
burn
just
it.
thought like it gave it away and like the living people got nothing then. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
maybe
I didn't know
there's
there
an
was, like,
option.
maybe a take backsies, which is I feel like as a mourner I would prefer.
Yeah, there might be, maybe it's an option. Maybe it's like only use my body for something that's temporary so I can have the ashes, or use my body in perpetuity. I don't need anything back. I don't know. But
I guess,
yeah,
like,
donate your body to
eventually
science.
The body's like, there's not much science left to be done with them at a certain point in time.
Exactly.
They
yeah.
just turn into
and
mush
actually,
anyway, so.
the anatomy board sometimes will actually like reject the body if the body has been like too diseased and there's like not enough like to do or whatever. So like they won't take everybody. So,
Interesting.
Here's hoping I get accepted. The final thing.
Oh, the final rejection.
The final
God
rejection.
damn it. My whole life. And now death. Gosh, if I could kill myself, I would all over again.
Ah, shit. You can also get your ashes tattooed into people. Did you know that?
Yeah, I did know that.
I
don't
want to
think
do
I'd
that.
want that, or in any direction. As the
In any direction.
as the dead person or the living person.
Oh, why? I'd go either direction. Put some ashes in my body. I'd be in somebody else's body.
I don't want to be in I don't want anybody's body in my body. Or my body in their body.
Let's just all body it up.
I don't know why I don't want it, but I don't want it. My initial reaction is no.
I just want bodies and bodies and bodies and bodies.
Also, who would I, like, the only person I even like enough is Mum, and I still don't want her ashes tattooed in me.
Wow. Okay. I guess you made that pretty clear. Cool. The only person you like enough to even think about having their ashes tattooed into you is Mom. Okay. Fine. Eric, rewrite the will. Jim doesn't want any of my ashes.
Fight me, bro. I just don't want it. Why do I want people's... Ew.
I don't know.
Get your deceased body out of my body. Ugh.
Did you say diseased or deceased?
Deceased.
Ugh. I'm into it. I have like 6 different things that I want done with my body when I die, and I don't know if all of them are possible. So I want to use it for science. I want a headstone. I want to turn into a tree.
I like the tree thing.
Yeah, I want to be tattooed into someone. We're just going to have to.
Good luck.
Sprinkle my ashes.
It's not going to be me.
Oh my God. You know what? You're off the list. You're off the.
Also,
okay.
I'm just like 99 years old getting Ketryn's ashes tattooed in me.
That'd be so cool. Okay, where am I? All right,
I don't
so
know.
You can talk to pets. I want to talk to Alice. Okay.
It's going to be a great topic. I'm sorry. So sorry. I know we were just getting back on track, but I was just thinking,
Yes.
I was like, this will be a great topic for our Facebook group.
You guys can talk about
Do you guys
whose
want your
ashes
ashes
you want.
tattooed or not tattooed? Or do you want them in your body or not in your body?
Yeah, talk about it on our Facebook group.
What are you doing after death?
Yeah, go ahead.
Let's describe
what
our
are your
wills
after
to
death
each other.
plans. Okay. So at this point, Gemma's like, should I light this? And she like points to the candle that's like sitting right in front of her. And Saylin's like, yeah, go ahead and light the candle. She's like, basically they just serve as a guide for any spirits. Like that's all that it is. It's just like a lighthouse, basically. That was a spooky noise. And then she's like, and here are the types of messages I want you to look out for. She's like, it might be that a very specific name pops into your head. It might be a sound. It might be your candle flickers. It might be pressure somewhere on your body. At that point, Teddy goes, before we start, what was the name of that plane again?
Oh, no. Teddy.
And Saylin is like, the astral plane. And at this point, she like knows what they're doing.
Yeah.
Like she's not stupid.
Right.
And so at this point, Saylin is like, just so you know, like we are doing this over Zoom, which I've never done before. I've done many a seance, but I've never done it over Zoom. And, because we're not in a circle, we're not as protected, so we're going to do whatever we can do. But it's very important that you understand that, like, we're much more vulnerable this way than we would be if we were all in the same room.
Basically going in with the circle broken.
Yes.
Yes. No. Okay,
Yes.
I'm against it now.
Yeah. And she's like, so it's really important that you respect the spirits. Okay. So, she asks if anyone is nervous. And Caroline and Baby Spice raise their hand. And she's like, okay, that's totally fine. She's like, if anything starts to happen where you feel uncomfortable, she's like, what I want you to do is like make sure that we're always just visualizing the circle and visualizing being in a circle together, holding hands. If at any point you get nervous, I want you to imagine a rope tied around your waist. Mm-hmm. And the rope goes from your waist to your own front door. And whenever you feel uncomfortable, I want you to just visualize cutting that rope, cutting that tether. And she's like, okay. So
Wait,
that's
when you feel
what we're gonna
uncomfortable,
do.
you cut the rope?
I'm sorry?
When you feel uncomfortable, you cut the rope?
Yes, that's what she says.
That doesn't seem right.
And disengages you from the circle. That's what Salen says. Take it up with Salen. This is what she's saying.
I thought the rope would bring me home.
The rope apparently is like, I don't want to do this anymore. Goodbye. So
Okay.
visualize cutting the rope. At this point, she says, I'm going to turn on some isochronic tones, kind of like binaural beats, just to, center us, whatever. She says, close your eyes. Everyone has their eyes closed. And then we see in Teddy's screen, stupid Ginny comes in. And he mutes himself like real quick. But we see Ginny like comes up behind him and she's like, boo. And we don't hear any of this. We can just see it. And he's like, shh, I'm doing a seance. And she's like, oh, okay. And she like makes a big show of like closing her eyes and like taking in like a deep breath and breathing out. And it blows out the candle when she does it. And she's like, and they're all just like watching her because they like hear a commotion. Like they heard her for a second come in. So they opened their eyes and saw. And she's just like, ha. And then at one point, she just unmutes Teddy and she goes, sorry, ladies, Teddy has to go, and signs him out.
Oh my God, what the fuck, Ginny?
She's a fucking bitch. She's the worst. The worst. And so signs him out. And then all the girls, they're supposed to have their eyes closed and be quiet. But all the girls are just like, what a fucking bitch. Like they say it out loud. And like Gemma's like, what a fucking knob sack. Like they just
love
hate her.
it.
Yeah. And it's Salen is like, okay, don't worry. Let's just refocus. Okay. And she's like, there's no reason that the spirits couldn't communicate with us through the internet. There is no reason that someone couldn't be possessed. And Caroline is like, possessed? And she's like, no. Don't be scared of that word possessed. It just means that we are being used as a vessel for a spirit to communicate. That's all. So she's like, the word possessed is just a technical term for being used as a vessel.
What?
Kim is not on board. Kim is not on board. Okay.
I'm getting concerned.
Yeah. So she's like, visualize us all in a circle, joining hands. Salen now invites the spirits to come in and communicate. And she's like, tell me if anything comes to your mind. And at one point, it's just all quiet. Everyone's just kind of looking around, listening, waiting. And then Salen is like, Radina, I don't mean to concern you, but there appears to be some sort of light behind you. And all of the girls are like, oh, yeah, I can kind of see it. And Radina like looks back and she's like, I mean, there's a light on my fridge. So basically what it was is it seemed like the light was explained away. Like right. it was like, no, it's this, whatever. And it's more like she wanted it to be something, but it wasn't. So at this point, Salen is like, okay. And so she's like, spirits, I'm inviting you again. Thud. And they're all like, did you hear that? But again, over Zoom, when there's six people in it, you don't know where it's coming from. Right. So Salen asks the spirit, she's like, okay, if this is a spirit, knock one more time. And they hear another knock. Eek! So they all do exactly that. Exactly what you just did, where they're just kind of like freaking out, like, oh my God, like what's happening? Then Salen is like, she's like, oh no, I'm so sorry. Oh my God, I'm so sorry. That's my delivery. He was supposed to be here before we started. I'm so sorry.
Oh my goodness.
So Salen gets up and she's like, I'm so sorry. And everyone just like takes a deep breath and just like, oh my God, that was so scary. Like, what the fuck? And they're laughing about like, her order coming or whatever. And then they're like, her house is really creepy. It's like the British castle dungeon. And she's taking a really long time to come back. They're all just waiting Waiting. Oh, there she is. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Hi. She's back. Okay, great.
Hello.
Here she is. So she comes back and she apologizes. And
when's the last time you've done a seance?
I don't know that I've ever done like an official seance.
What?
I don't like an official one. I don't know.
Even
I'm
like
sure
with friends.
I've done it with friends, probably, middle school.
Wow.
I'm sure we did a seance. Yeah. But after this, I don't know when the next time will be. Well, I don't know. I'll let you decide. Okay.
My last time was at the Roosevelt Hotel during a shift in one of the renovated rooms.
And it was like where
There was like a
killed
murder
themselves?
suicide. Yeah.
Murder suicide. Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, man, your job at the Roosevelt. How is that place still open?
I don't know.
Honestly, I don't get it. So she comes back and she's like, "Did anyone get anything? A name, perhaps?" And Haley is like, "I feel like I might have felt something on my Gemma jumps up out of her seat and she is like freaked out and looking around because remember, she's by herself in her room and they're all like asking if she's okay and she's not okay, like at all. And she's like, I felt something touch my neck.
No.
And she's really upset and can't talk
too.
and Salen is like trying to like lead her through it, like make her feel safe. And so Salen is like, just come back to us, just come sit back down in your chair in the circle. Why don't we try asking it some questions? And Gemma's like, the pressure on my neck, it's like unbearable.
Oh my God.
And Salen is like, okay, let's just, do you want to ask who it is? And Gemma's hello, is someone there? And they're all just like staring into the screen. And then she's like, the name Jack came into my mind. And they all start like crying and freaking out. Like they're just like, ah! And Salen is like, okay. Who is Jack? And Gemma, again, is just like, I don't know why he's here. Like, it was a boy at school who, when I fell and cracked my head open, he helped me. I didn't really even know him, but then he hung himself.
Oh, no.
And she kind of just like crumples into a puddle in her chair. Okay. Everyone is just completely quiet.
I just got chills.
And then Salen says, listen, Gemma, I want you to... Gone.
No.
Salen is gone.
No, Salen, we need you.
Here's what we saw. We saw her say, Gemma, I want you to... And then she turns and then the screen goes. That's what we saw. Okay? And everyone's like, what the fuck? What the fuck? And Haley's like, I'm going to call her. I'm going to call her back. And they start asking if Gemma is okay. And Gemma is like this.
With her face in her hands. And then she does
smiling. That? And then she smiles.
Wait, you need to describe what you're seeing.
I was hoping you were going to describe it.
Okay,
I was like, Kim's going to describe it.
She had her face in her hands, sad, like looks like she's crying. And then she opens her hands and smiles creepily at the screen and like twinkles her hands. What the fuck?
She says, I made the whole thing up.
No, Gemma, you fucking bitch.
And she's like, I'm sorry. Just nothing was being said. It was so awkward. And like, they're all like, oh my God, Gemma, like I was really scared for you. Like I thought you were going to die. And Haley is just like silent. just silent. And the other girls are like kind of laughing, but also annoyed, but like, Gemma, what the fuck? You cut up. And
you cut up.
I've never said Grandpa. That before in my life. I think I just got possessed by a grandma.
Yes.
Are we doing a seance right here where grandmas possess me and make me say things like cut up?
Is your ashes tattooed inside you right now?
I think so. So she's like, I'm sorry. And then Haley or Gemma then says, she's like, but I didn't see what happened. Like, I just looked up and Salem wasn't there anymore. Like, what happened? And Haley's like, her and Anna went out. I have to pee. And like Haley just like gets up and walks away. She's super pissed.
Yeah.
At this point, Caroline and Gemma also say they're going to go pee. So they've all left now. And it's just rooms. Like basically Haley went to pee, so everyone went to go pee. So it's just their blank rooms that we see on the screen. Haley comes back. Then Gemma comes back. And Haley doesn't say anything to Gemma. Mm-hmm. Gemma just relights her candle. And Haley's just on the phone, scrolling, not speaking to her. And Gemma starts like putting her hands to her head as if she's like getting a signal, like a telepathic signal. And she's like, I'm sensing some tension. A name's just come to mind. Haley? Haley. And finally, Haley's like, can you just shut the fuck up? Chair dragged back into the wall.
No! Hey, that happened to Haley?
Yes. So by this point, right before this happened, all of the other girls had come back from the bathroom, but we're all just kind of like not really paying attention. Like they were just like, I guess we'll get started when it gets started. Haley screams, can you just shut the fuck up? And then they just see her chair dragged backwards.
No, the most terrifying.
So Haley is just like literally sitting there stunned, like up against the wall. So,
but we still see her.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we still see her. It's just she was dragged directly just back. So Kim is eating her mic stand right now. She is so scared. Okay, so question number 1, Kim. What do you do and what do they do? You can be anybody you want.
I think that we oh god. Okay. Here's
maybe be Haley. I think be Haley.
Well, in general, I want to either visualize being in a circle or visualize cutting the rope, but I don't like cutting the rope.
That's what this is how Salen runs her spirit circles. Like, because I'm with you. I've never heard that before, but it's like this might just be the deal she has worked out with the spirits.
But she was like, if you don't want to be part of it anymore, visualize cutting the rope, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like basically what it seems like is like the circle is what brings them. So if you break the circle, they no longer have access to you.
Right. I think that's what they do.
They visualize cutting the rope?
Yeah.
Okay.
But I feel safer in a connected circle. So I'm going to visualize a circle, all of us together, and like a safe circle.
I'm going to give you 0 points.
Well, great.
So here we go. All the girls are freaking the fuck out. The thing that would keep you alive is call Salen again. Call Salen. So Haley gets up, just brings the chair back into the circle, and she's almost got a smile on her face where all the girls are like, what the fuck is happening? And she's like, no, we connected with something. We just have to keep going. We have to keep going. And Caroline is like, no, I don't want to keep going. No, ma'am. But they like convince her to stay. So Emma says the best line. She's like, Haley, if I die in this circle, I'm going to come back and haunt you myself. And And I was like, yeah,
Facts.
checks out. So they're all quiet, looking around. Haley hears something in the back of her apartment. So she turns up the audio settings on Zoom. So like it would be so that you could hear what's happening in my apartment better is what she turned up in hers. Okay. And so she then picks up her computer and it's facing out. So we don't see her. We just see what the camera of the computer is seeing. Okay. This really annoyed Eric. Like he was like, if you're experiencing something really scary, why would you bring the computer with you? And I was like, because they're in a circle to like, this is their only means of not being alone is to like bring the computer with them.
Right.
Like
yeah.
that's,
Sure.
so that didn't irk me, but Eric was like, I wouldn't be carrying around a laptop. I'm like, but they're
would.
alone.
Yeah.
I would too.
I would,
So I'd be
because
like,
you're like, but these are my friends. My friends are
Yeah.
here.
and like I need if I get possessed, I need somebody to see it. Like
Yeah,
I need, Okay. So she picks up the camera, the laptop, camera facing out. She goes back into her like creepy dark hallway. And the girls are all watching. Haley opens the closet with the ironing board that had fallen out. Nothing. She keeps walking. One of the doors to one of the bedrooms is kind of creaking. Like it looks like it's sort of just like not latched properly and kind of open slowly. Thud! And Haley is like, that wasn't in my house, that thud. And so now everyone is like, well, then where was the thud? And so Haley now comes back into the kitchen because she's like, who heard the thud? It was in Caroline's house. And Caroline is like, no, I didn't even want to be here. And so Caroline turns and she's looking out her bedroom door into the hallway. And she's like already crying. Like she's just like, I don't want to. And Haley is like, Caroline, you've got to go check. And Emma then said, or Baby Spice is like, that's a stupid idea. Please don't go check. And Haley's like, no, you have to. So so Caroline takes her laptop as well. So she's walking around with a laptop. We are seeing her face. So she hasn't turned the camera around. She calls for her dad down the stairs, thinking that's where the thud is coming from. Her dad doesn't answer, but then she hears another thud above her. So she puts the laptop down on the ground, and we see the camera is pointing at one of those attics that's just a hole in the ceiling that you have to pull down.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Yep.
Like the scariest attic entrance that you could possibly have.
Sure.
Like the only reason those attics are there is to be haunted. There is no other
100%.
purpose for them. Yeah. So she pulls down the thing and the ladder comes down. And she starts trying to like climb up the ladder with the laptop, but it's awkward. So she comes back down real fast and we see her go into her room, and she comes back into her room and we see her get something out. Basically, she switched Zoom to her phone and put her phone on a selfie stick.
Got it.
So now she's on a selfie stick. She climbs back up the ladder. And this was really smart. She's using her phone as the telescope, basically,
Nice.
of like
Yeah.
what's
Yep.
up there. I was going to ask that as a question, but I was like, you'd have to know that she had all sorts of things that you wouldn't know she had. But it was really smart. So, and I just wrote creepiest fucking attic ever. So all the girls are seeing what she's panning around in, and they can actually see it better than she can. She can't really see it because she's going like this with it above her head. And so they're moving around and they're like, no, it's nothing there. No. Just go back. Wait, go back. Legs. And it's just just feet hanging. Just feet hanging there. And all the girls are just like, go back. Go back. And they go back. Nothing. And Caroline is like, what did you see? So they're like, what the fuck was that? They go back, and Caroline runs back down, and now she's like crouched on the floor crying. Like she's completely undone. Haley then hears something and is pointing her laptop down the hallway again. Okay, so back down that dark hallway.
Okay.
And she's like, do you guys see that? And what we see is down a dark hallway. The door at the very far end is open, and we kind of see Haley's finger pointing, like being like, there, that's what I'm trying to show you. And they're like, I can't make it out. Like, it almost looked like a shadow of something, but then I was like, but is that a shadow? I can't tell. And so at this point, Haley runs back into the kitchen and gets her Polaroid camera and snaps a pic down the hallway. They're now waiting for it to develop, and they're looking at it, and the photo develops, and it appears to be a body hanging in the back room.
No, why are there all these bodies?
Yes. So many bodies hanging. And they all start whisper crying. You know what I mean? Where you're just like, I don't. Emma's glass explodes. So she had a wine glass and it just explodes.
Baby
Kim, Baby Spice, sorry. What do you do? What does Haley do?
So this is meant to be like current times, like coronavirus quarantine situation?
They're in the coronavirus quarantine right now. Like the date on the Zoom call is July 30th.
I still think that, okay, I'm gonna leave my house, but I feel like July 30th we're allowed to like leave our home. Like I can be out into like the world. Is it nighttime?
It's nighttime, but it's like still like here, like stuff is like closing down again, and they're in Britain, which is like one like also has has not mastered this pandemic.
I mean, I'm not gonna like go to a place. I just want to get out of my house. I'm just saying like I can leave the door of my home.
Yes.
Like,
yes.
It's not a, I walk into the air and I die situation.
Correct. There is not a vacuous void just outside your door. You can walk out into the earth.
I think that we...
I honestly felt bad. I was like, Kim is going to lose her mind. Lose her mind.
Okay. I mean, I'm going to get on my phone and call Salem on repeat. But I also, I just don't want to be in my apartment anymore. Like, I want to be outside of my apartment.
Agreed.
So maybe we all, but I don't want to be alone either. I hate my life. Why? I'm going to go to my friend's house. So, whoever, basically the you of me.
Yep.
Whichever one of the group is. Because even though Gemma's a bitch, we clearly live near each other. So,
yes, you do.
Let's meet on the street in our masks. You know? And we can stay on phone Zooms or whatever, but I'm calling Salem on repeat.
Yeah. Got it. And what does Haley do?
I think she calls her too. So she hasn't called her yet? Because I thought last time I answered the question, I thought she had already called. So I was a little confused.
She texted her and Salem said my internet went out. So it was more like she was like, Salem was actively trying to get back in, but it was one exchange. It was.
Oh, I didn't know that happened. So they've been in touch with Salem.
Yes, but they have not been in touch with Salem since shit started to happen.
Right.
They have not. So when she left the call, Haley immediately texted her to be like, where are you? And got a response, my internet's out.
Okay, yeah. But I'm just
Then
still
she
saying
went.
she like,
no, that's
replied
an important thing to reiterate in case people missed that as well. So like, basically, right before they all took a pee break, she got a message from Salem saying my internet went out.
Okay.
So since shit has been happening, since the chair was pulled back, all that kind of stuff, they have not contacted Salem again.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah. Well, I think
Okay.
like text or call her 1,000 times.
Okay. Whoa! Oh no! That was a perfectly well-balanced bell on there. There is no reason that should have fallen. It literally came towards me and fell off the table. So, see you in a few minutes, Kim. I think we're possessed. Okay, that was a double ding, though. So, good job.
Yay! Finally. Got
So,
a point.
Yes,
I'm on the board.
Yeah. So Haley calls Salem. You call Salem. I also like your idea of like, I would like to not be physically alone. I would like another 3D person with me.
Yeah.
Please. So they call Salem. She picks up the phone this time.
Ooh,
and
good.
she's like, I'm so sorry. She's like, I haven't been able to get my internet going again. Like, it's just not happening at all. And Haley is like, well, we've had some experiences and Caroline is really scared. So can you talk us through it? Because Caroline is like inconsolable. And Salem is like, she's like, it's all okay. Like, this is what we're here for, right? We signed up for a seance. Well, she doesn't know yet. So she's like, it's just someone trying to get through. And she says, you know, it's probably Gemma. You were talking about your friend Jack. It's probably Jack. And everyone is just silent. And Gemma is just shaking her head because Salem can't see them. She's on Haley's phone. So all they're hearing is her talking through the phone. So Gemma's just shaking her head like, no. And Haley's like, I don't know, Gemma. Could it be your friend Jack? Bitch. And Gemma like doesn't say anything. Like, she does not cop to it. So finally Haley goes, Jack doesn't exist, Salem. And Salem goes, Jack doesn't exist, or Jack does exist, but he didn't send us a message. And Haley says, she made him completely up. And Salem goes, this is not good. This is very bad.
Why?
And she says, I begged you to respect the spirits. She's like, what you've done is you've basically summoned a false spirit and given him a mask. So literally anything could come through in a Jack mask. A hanged Jack mask, anything, even things we haven't invited. You really done fucked up.
Well, that's not good.
And she's like, if we're lucky, it's just a confused spirit. And then Caroline sobbingly says, what if we're not lucky? And Salem is like, it could be demonic.
No, I don't want a demon.
A demon in a hanged Jack mask.
So demon in my house by myself with me.
If you could fucking see Gemma's face and everyone staring at Gemma, they're just like, they're going to fucking murder her themselves.
Sure.
So Gemma, she's like, Salem goes on, she's like, Gemma basically sent an open invitation to anything that wants to come through. So, suck on that,
shit.
bitch. Yeah. So she's like, we need to shut this down and thank the spirits. She's like, I want you to all imagine cutting the rope And so she's like, spirit, 1 knock for yes, 2 for no. Let's ask the spirit on 3 if they have a message. And so they all sobbingly are like, do you have a message, spirit? And just like, And Haley is like, oh, my light flickered. Because again, Salen can't see it. And Salen is like, okay, great. Let's ask another question. Are you a friend? And all the girls are like, are you a friend? Are you my friend? And at that point, everyone's lights surge like it's a thunderstorm, and Salen is gone.
No.
Yeah.
What does that mean? That means you're her best friend? That means we're really good friends?
I don't know.
Just best friends?
So they keep trying to call Salen back. She's not picking up. They can't get through. So now they're all panicking. And Haley is like, they're all like talking over each other and like, ah! And Haley's like, just shut up. And she's like, we have to cut the rope. We just have to cut the rope and say, sorry, we confused you. And then blow out the candle. And she's like trying to stay really calm. Mm-hmm. And Caroline is like, but my candle's already out. And Haley's like, it's okay. She's like, remember, it was just a guide. Like, it was just a guide. So if it's already out, yeah, great.
We just Ouija board over the goodbye and we turn it over.
Yeah,
that's
just
it.
goodbye. Yeah, so just cut that rope so they all calm down. And then once they've cut the rope, they all kind of laugh. Like, just like
uncomfortable laugh.
Yeah. And poor Caroline is like, I'm so sweaty. I smell. I'm just so sweaty. That was so scary. And Haley is just like, well, it was exciting. Like being like, you wanted to do this. It was exciting. And then Radina picks up her laptop and they all are like, Radina, are you in the bathroom? And she's like, yeah, I'm not going anywhere alone. So she's like brought us about like we do for just regular old sync calls. We just all go to the bathroom together. But apparently they don't do that all the time. So they all laugh.
People aren't sync. People aren't close like we are.
I know. So they all laugh and she's like, I'm not going to be left alone. And they're all kind of laughing. And then Haley's like, Caroline, are you okay? And Caroline just sort of like nods, but like does not look okay.
I don't understand why Caroline hasn't like gone to find her father anytime soon.
I think for me, there's just like what is happening and not wanting to walk around her. I'm with you, I guess, but she doesn't seem all there. That's what I'll say. She doesn't seem all there. She seems pretty panicked. Mm-hmm. So they're kind of all laughing, ask if Caroline is okay, not okay, but she like gets up and goes to the bathroom and leaves. So at that point, actually, maybe she did go look for her dad because at that point she gets up and leaves. And Haley turns on her light. Emma is talking about the wine glass and she's like, it was very expensive. And they're all nervous, laughing and shit. And then we see Radina, who was just in the bathroom, go into her room with her laptop and the camera's facing out and the bed is empty. And so she's just kind of doing her thing. The other girls are talking as Radina is just kind of walking around. And she then says to the girls on the call, she's like, did you guys see Alan leave? And we see that she's on the phone as well. And she's calling Alan. And then we see his phone ring in the bathroom. And she's like, he didn't take his phone? Like, what is going on? She's like, you guys didn't see him like walk out behind me? And they're like, no. So then she walks into the living room and she's like, maybe he's at his brother's. So Radina's now calling Alan's brother. So walking around calling, and she's kind of, now she's set the computer down and she's just kind of walking around her apartment. So sometimes she's in frame, sometimes she's not, but she's like on the phone. Mm-hmm. So Gemma at this point is like, I think I'm going to head out. And Haley is still sitting there. And Emma is walking, and now Emma is walking us through her house. And she's like, I drank a whole bottle of wine. So she's like going to go get another bottle of wine. So the camera's facing her, and she has like that lizard filter on where like a lizard tongue comes out, as she's walking around. This is all kind of happening simultaneously. So that's why I'm trying to tell you what's happening in each screen. Am I making sense so far? Do you know what's happening in everyone's screen?
Totally.
Okay. So she's walking around. Gemma is like, hey, can you say goodbye to Radina for me? And Haley's like, no, I mean, we should just wait like 2 seconds for her to come back. And then you can say goodbye. And Gemma's like, no, I think I'm going to go. And it's just like a bit awkward and weird. And then she starts calling to Caroline, who left to, let's say she went to check on her dad, because I agree with you. And she's like, Caroline, bye. And so they all start being like, Caroline, we're leaving. And then Caroline walks back into her room. And so they're like, Caroline. And then they're like, oh, it's her background. She didn't walk back into the room.
Oh, no. Oh, God.
Yeah. So Haley and Gemma are the only ones directly whose face we can see in the screen, because Baby Spice now has the camera facing out. Radina is walking around. Caroline has her background up. At this point, we're now with Emma, and we see that she's turned her laptop around and is pointing it up at the ceiling because there's a ceiling light that's just swinging from the ceiling. And they're like, Baby Spice, what is that? And as the laptop moves, there is a face filter just in the middle of the room. So she's pointing the camera, and the camera is recognizing a face and has put a filter on it.
Oh, okay.
But there's no one there.
Interesting.
And they're all like, what the fucking fuck? And it's a really creepy face filter. It like looks like a mask with like bright blue eyeshadow and bright blush, but obviously there's no eyes in it because it's really fucking creepy.
Ironically, my friend Tracy, who made the Zoom movie screen that I'm in, made another film called Fear Filter that's about that exact
The
thing.
bunny ears.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Interesting.
Wow.
I wonder how
these filmmakers really stole everything from my friend Tracy Kleeman.
Yeah, it was. Whew. Caroline screen is her background, back and forth.
Uh-huh.
Haley looking into the camera. Gemma looking into the camera. Radina walking around in the background. Baby Spice, camera is just on a filtered face floating in the middle of the living room. So we then see that Emma is like, we see her hand in front of the camera reaching out to go like touch what's there. And then the face turns and she's like, oh, fuck. And she like runs into somewhere. We can't really see the camera. It's like this. So Kim, question number 3, what do you do and what does Emma do?
This is Baby Spice.
Baby Spice.
So do you think Baby Spice could see it? She could only see it through the camera. She didn't see anything.
Correct.
So basically she was kind of trying to be like,
yes.
because in real life it looked like nothing.
Exactly.
And then so like the head turns and then she runs away.
So basically what happened was they saw the face before she did.
Right.
And then they were like, look at what we're seeing.
Right.
So then she made it so that she flipped the camera around, could see it, and was now trying to touch it.
Okay. And then she ran away?
Because as she went to try to touch it, the face turned towards her.
Right. So like, is she on screen right now? Or like, we don't know where she is? Like,
she does not have the camera facing herself, but she's holding the laptop.
she's holding the laptop. So what are we seeing in her screen, I guess is my question.
It is a POV of her.
Okay.
So what she sees is what we see.
And what do we see?
That's what I'm asking you. You're in a house. Where do you go? What do you do?
Oh, okay.
Kim's like, jump out the window, swan dive to my death, goodbye, and join the demons as a ghost.
I donate my body to science. Here you go.
Goodbye.
Build a tree. See you later. Tattoo my ashes. And
Yep.
everyone eat my ashes. Put them in your drinks. Have fun.
I'm gonna make a bread loaf of Kim.
Just enjoy
Kim
my
loaf.
body however you'd like it. Okay. And she is like alone. Home alone. Yeah. I'm going to go again to, I don't want to be in my apartment by myself.
Got it.
I just don't like it. So
Me neither.
I'm going to go out of it. And even if I have to get in my car to drive to one of the other girls' houses or something, or someone else's house, I don't know. Like, I don't want to be alone, and I don't want to be alone in my apartment. For sure. And also still trying to get Haley to get in touch with fucking whatever Salem witch bitch, because help us, please.
Yeah.
So that's me. She, I don't fucking know. What would one do?
I guess here's what I'll give you a clue. You may want to confirm that there's still something in the living room.
No, I don't.
Okay. Great. Perhaps baby Spice may want to confirm.
Understand. Thank you for the clue. No desire at all whatsoever.
No, I won't be doing that.
Put a blanket over my apartment and get the fuck out.
See ya.
That's what I want to do.
You get like one of those, when you like have to, when you have like bugs or something and they put those big giant circus tents over your house. People are like, oh, did you have an infestation?
Yeah.
And Kim's like, no,
Demons.
Yeah.
No, I'm like, hey, one of my friends, guess what? We're joining our quarantine pods together because, sorry, this is an emergency. She is going to try to, I mean, does everyone have Polaroids? I don't know.
No.
And then she takes a Polaroid.
Everybody has a
Polaroid.
Polaroid.
She takes a Polaroid.
And they just make a little photo album of their demonic seance that they had. Scrapbooking.
I'm going to. Does it work with phones? Like, can I just take like a picture? I just want to. Maybe I'm gonna. I think that she, not me. I'm.
You're done. You're out of there.
Circus tented. She tries to like again to like with her somehow like take a picture or filter it again to kind of see if the face pops up again or if something pops up. God, I don't want to be in this movie anymore.
That's 1.5 points, and you almost got 2 half points, but you added on to the one that you did where you were like, I just want to get out of the house. At this point, I don't know that we know for sure that leaving the house will like
get away.
Away. So when you said, but I'm going to continue to call Salem forever, that was what gave you a full point.
Okay.
Emma gets a half point because she does try to visualize whatever is there. But what she does is she goes into the kitchen. She gets dry coffee grounds.
Shut the fuck up.
No,
oh my God. You're a bitch.
Go back and listen to our Invisible Man episode.
I was like, no, she does not. We're not thinking that these are physical beings that are just invisible.
No. But what she does is she does get flour. Like
really?
Yeah, she gets flour and she's like sprinkling it at the whatever.
We are not thinking that these are physical beings.
I mean, listen, she doesn't appear to be a demon scientist. So I think she's just kind of, just throwing flour at the wall to see what sticks.
Sure.
And so she does that. So on her screen, Baby Spice is throwing flour.
Okay.
So
interesting choice.
Yeah. Nothing. Doesn't hit anything.
Shocker, because it's not a man in a suit that's now invisible.
Right. Then we hear a thud. We realize it's from Baby Spice's kitchen. She runs back into the kitchen where she got the flour. All of the cabinets are open.
No, there's nothing I hate more than that except for people crawling on the ceiling, maybe, but this is really up there. It's really up there. Especially with chairs upside down. Oh, God.
All of the cabinets are open. And at this point, she's like, oh, fuck. And she turns back to the living room, and we see the flour has footprints running towards her. So she runs away from the footprints and into the kitchen, and now shit is flying out of the cabinets.
Oh, I mean, get out. No.
Yeah. So now she's in the hallway, pointing at the kitchen. Haley and Gemma are like, get out!
Yes, get the
there!
fuck out! Circus tent, your apartment, goodbye forever.
Emma turns on the light, and I guess this is where the floor footprints. So like before there were footprints in the pile of flour. Now there are floured footprints walking towards her down the hallway. Okay. No! So it's chasing her.
No!
So Baby Spice runs up the stairs.
No! What are you talking about?
Get the fuck
out. Go out the front door.
We are dealing with a baby Spice baby who is not a Sammy at all. She is a little teeny baby who does not know things.
Stop it.
And just before she gets back into her room, all we see is the laptop fall to the ground and her feet suspended in the air.
No!
And she's screaming. And she's lifted up off the ground and then falls. And then Haley and Gemma are like, Baby Spice. Baby Spice. And at this point, Baby Spice comes to and picks up her phone or laptop and is just like out of it. Question number 4, when Emma wakes up, what do you do and what does Baby Spice do?
When Emma, wait, you're mixing up names. When Baby Spice wakes up, what does Baby Spice do?
Yes.
So she's on the ground.
And has just been suspended in the air by a demon.
I need to get the fuck out of my house. I don't know if the demon will follow me outside of the house, but like,
you know that the demon is in the house.
In the house. I know it's here. I want to not be alone as quickly as humanly possible.
Yeah. At this point, I'd go to a stranger's house.
At this point,
I'd be like,
yeah, like,
knock,
do I
knock,
know
knock.
my neighbor? Like, I don't know. It's like, I mean, it's like emergency times.
Yeah.
So basically same answer as I gave last time.
Yes.
Mosquito tent in my house. No. Cockroach tent. Cockroach tent. What are we doing in that?
It's a cockroach circus tent is
it's
what
a
I call it.
Cockroach circus tent in my house.
Mm-hmm.
Go to a friend's house and join our quarantines. Or if I have a good neighbor, like, you need get with someone else as quickly as possible. Continue to call this motherfucking bitch who's the only person that seems to know what we're supposed to do.
Yeah. At this point, I'm like, Find out Salen's address. Fucking drive
go there.
to Salen's house.
Exactly. Although she had a creepy house, but
Sure.
because like if you don't have internet, your phone like still fucking works. Like what the fuck?
Yeah.
So same answer for me.
Now, to be fair, at this point, it is Haley may have been calling Salen over and over again at this point, but Emma specifically could leave her house and make sure that someone continues to call. Yes.
Yeah. And then I mean, what do you do? I mean, if she doesn't get out of the house, then I don't know what else. So she leaves too. What's your face doing?
Because I was going to give you a clue, but it would have given it away. I'll tell you what it is.
Oh.
So what are you saying Emma does? Stays or leaves?
Because I feel like they were yelling at her to get out, right?
Yeah, they were.
And I was just suspended in the air.
You were suspended in the air and dropped on the ground hard by a demon.
What do I do to fight demons? What do I do to fight demons? Okay. I'm also going to, I mean, she leaves. I don't know.
Okay. 1 point. Yes, please leave and call Salen forever and go be with another human. Do anything that you can do. She goes back into her room and pulls a Kim Burns prior to therapy and puts a blanket over herself.
I mean, stop it.
Yeah.
That's just, what are you doing? You don't, no, that's incorrect. Yeah. Ma'am. That's the incorrect decision. That's not the choice you make.
Yeah. So she's literally hiding under her blanket in her room. And
You
they
know
are
who can
trying
get
to
under
tell her
blankets?
to get out.
Demons.
I'm sorry?
You know who can get under the blankets?
Oh, yeah.
Demons.
Yeah, demons. There are no demon locks on blankets.
No.
Yeah.
They don't care.
So, and demons are not vampires. They can come in whenever they want.
The fuck they want. Especially since you guys basically invited them anyway.
Pretty much. Open invitation. It's a house party at this place. Okay. So they keep trying to tell her to get out of the house. And then Radina comes back into her frame. And she's standing on the phone with her back to her oven. Okay? Mm-hmm. So they can see her standing there. She is on mute. So, like, she's kind of doing her own thing. Like, she's still on this call, but she's like, I'm trying to find my boyfriend. And the light on her oven turns on. Mm-hmm. And the girls are trying to tell her that the light in her oven went on when it catches on fire.
Oh, my God.
And they're all still trying to tell Baby Spice to get out of the house. And Baby Spice still has a lizard filter on, so she's under a blanket as a lizard filter, just sobbing. And they're like, Radina, it's catching on fire. Radina, like, smells it, puts it out, and then comes over to the laptop and is like, what? Because this whole time, she doesn't know what's been happening. She's just trying to find her missing boyfriend.
But also, like, her oven caught on fire of its own accord. Like,
right.
Hello?
Yes. So she's like, what? At that point, Alan's body falls through the ceiling. What? And they're like, so Radina runs into the bedroom, but before she can get there, we just see her feet in front of the camera just being dragged backwards by something, and then the screen is smashed and it's pointing up at the ceiling, and all we see is a drop of blood flick on the camera. What? And they're all just in shock, staring. What the fuck? Then Caroline's background comes back on. So the one that had like her moving in the background. Okay. At that point, we look at Caroline's background. Head smash into the camera. Background is back. Head smash. Background. Head smash. Head smash. Head smash. Background. And they're like, what the fuck? And they, for split seconds, just see Caroline having her head smashed into her keyboard. And it's like fucking up the background. And her just going, help me. Background gone. So Haley is watching. Gemma is watching. Emma, Baby Spice, is watching under her blanket as a lizard. Question number 5, what do you do and what do they do?
I don't want to be in this movie anymore. Okay. I'm going to do a couple things. I'm going to call for some help to like ambulances or something to like go to their houses to check on my friends.
Love it.
House checks.
Wellness checks. Wellness demon checks.
I'm going to continue to try to reach Alan. I don't have much hope there left, but maybe at this point, we try to go to Salen's house.
Okay.
As a team. And also, at the same time, visualize cutting the rope, and at the same time, pull out a Ouija board and just go over the goodbye over and over again and turn it off. just close as many portals as I can in the only ways I know how.
Close all my portals. Just close them all up.
I'm also going to just carry around salt and keep salt circling myself into safety. I don't know.
Keep salt circling myself. I love it. You're just pulling out all the stops. You're just doing whatever.
These are all I know. And
what do they do?
Well, fuck. I don't know these bitches. They don't seem to do shit. I don't know. I mean, at this point, it seems like shit's happening. It's
happening.
Do? I don't know what they do. Okay.
Don't get stressed. You're alive. Here, I'll help you. I'll give you. Look. Point for you.
Thank you. I just
welcome.
I don't have any idea because I don't understand. I'm not agreeing with any of the decisions they've already made, so I'm having a tough time. They're really fucking run up the stairs when they should be running out the front door situations.
Yeah, and they're not taking it far enough. I am with you. I would immediately be ambulances and being like, disperse all of the ambulance just send all the ambulances to everyone I know, please.
I guess they try to reach Salen again and then are like, cut the rope and blow out candles. I don't know.
Happy birthday. That's another point for you. They do try to. Haley is like, I'm gonna keep trying Salen. I'm gonna try Salen again.
Good.
And at that point, Gemma's like, no, this is all her fault. And Haley's like, it's your fault. But right as she says that, her chair is pulled back again. Haley stands up. The chair is pushed out of the way, and she's grabbed by an invisible force by her feet, dragged back into the back part of the house, and the door slams.
Oh my God.
So now it's Gemma, who's the reason all of this shit is happening, Baby Spice, who's a sobbing lizard under a blanket, and Caroline's background.
Right.
Question 6, what do you do and what does Gemma do?
Gemma. So all the screens are still up. It's just, or there's only the 3 screens that are up.
Suspend your disbelief there a little bit. There are a couple times where it's like all the screens should be up, but they're not. So like, we can assume.
I'm just saying no one's like disconnected from the call.
Nobody is disconnected from the call. No. So it would only be that.
It's just there's only 2 people that are like.
Yeah. I mean, obviously, like Teddy's screen is not there and Salen's screen is not there.
They're
okay.
disconnected.
But yeah, everybody else, you can assume that there's a screen there.
What did you ask me? What does Gemma do?
How do you kill yourself? Goodbye.
What did I want to put in my will?
Yeah.
What to do with my body when I jump off the balcony?
Yep, exactly. What does Gemma do?
And what do I do?
Yes.
Okay. Gemma. The fuck does Gemma do? This
fucking
bitch.
Gemma. Fucking
This
bitch.
bitch.
This is what happens when you disrespect the spirits. Gemma.
Who am I? What do I do? I'm Gemma.
Kim's like, I'm dead. I don't know why you're asking.
I don't want to do
I
anything.
killed myself.
I'm gonna. Fuck, man. Okay. I'm gonna do a lot of my similar things of cutting ropes, Ouija board goodbyes, salt circling,
Salt
just
circles.
constant salt circles wherever I go. But I think I'm gonna. Where do I go? Jesus Lord, I don't know what to do right now. I need help. Hello? Can someone help me, please?
Here's a clue. Oh no, we're still doing you.
I'm doing
never
me,
mind.
yeah. I actually think that she goes to What's-his house, Haley's.
Okay.
Because I know that they live close. So I think that's what she does. I can't decide if that's actually the best idea
Okay.
for me to do too, but
You wouldn't be alone.
yeah, just me and Demon Jack.
Demon Jack.
I guess. And I maybe call for some ambulances and stuff again. Call for help.
Yeah.
Help!
Help.
Hello?
I'm being demoned. Hello.
Maybe call.
Are there any demon catchers out there?
And then I'm gonna go to a church.
Oh my God, I love that. Wait, I love that. Double ding for you. Go to a church.
That's all I can think of at this time.
I think that's great.
I was like, who can help me with demons?
So Gemma starts putting on a mask, and Baby Spice is like, "Don't go, don't."
I thought you meant like T-zone mask, and I was like, what? She starts doing a facial? Like,
you know, when demons are coming, that doesn't mean you should neglect your T-zone. No, she puts on a
coronavirus face mask situation.
Yes.
Gotcha.
I couldn't think of the word. And she is on her phone, running to Haley's house, but the signal is really bad. So like it drops out. And so now Emma is alone. And Gemma, there is no screen for Gemma now because the signal dropped out.
So Gemma dropped out, but Baby Spice is like, oh God.
Yes.
Get out
under her
from that
blanket.
Get out of
She's
my house.
just sobbing by herself. And then here comes Teddy's screen.
Oh my God, Teddy. I forgot
and
about
it's
Teddy.
just an empty chair. And then a creepy clown puppet just walks into frame. And then we see, hey girls, I'm back. It's Teddy marionetting a clown.
He was playing a joke on us. That's good.
It's a funny joke. It was just a funny joke.
Oh God, that's good. What, Teddy? That was funny. That was
good
funny,
one, Teddy.
Oh, you really
So
got me.
cool. So he signs back in, and Emma is literally like sobbing and can't really talk.
Sure.
And it's also like
Me neither.
unclear because she's like under a blanket, and like
Right.
Teddy's clearly drunk and probably like, post fucked, I imagine,
right,
and
yeah.
just whatever. And Teddy is like, what's going on, you lot? And he's just like, oh, come on, come back. Like, he thinks everybody has just gone to pee, basically.
Yeah.
And he's not picking up on the cues. And Baby Spice isn't doing a great job of relaying all of the drama that has happened.
Where do I begin?
And before she can kind of compose herself, all of Teddy's lights go out. And Baby Spice is like, so we have some things. Teddy, you know what? Just get out. She's kind of like, I'm not even going to explain it. Just get out.
Just leave
Get
the call.
Yeah. So we then, at this point, all the lights went out and Teddy's like, oh, I just have to find the box. Like, he's just like, doesn't have a care in the world.
Yeah,
and then
normal.
we see a notification that says this free Zoom session will expire in 10 minutes.
Oh my God, kill me. Someone just kill me.
Can someone please pay for Zoom? Please. We need to keep an eye on people.
This is my first time on. Can I get the free extra time now, please? Zoom?
Yeah, please. So Emma is literally sobbing, just kind of following Teddy around, who's like carrying his phone and laptop looking for the fuse box. And then he's like, voila. And back in action, he's found a flashlight. So now all we see is like what the flashlight sees. So just a circle of light. And he's walking up the stairs, just chitty chatting, blah, blah, blah. Where are the girls at? Demon face! And he's like, what the fuck? And like runs back down the stairs and like falls and runs into the room. And all of the chairs are just moving towards him. And he's like, what the? And he's just like, oh, what the fuck? And just like tripping over stuff and freaking out. And he runs away from the chairs moving towards him.
Sure.
And then we just see screaming demon like in the camera. And Emma's just like, no. And she's just like, just keep running. Just don't stop running, Teddy. And it's just like, she's just like, like she's just a pile of snot under her blanket.
I am the same.
And he runs outside and it's pitch black except for, ambiance of house lights. And we see him screaming and running towards Ginny, who's just standing with her back to him by the pool. And he's like, Ginny. And then Ginny turns around and then she's lifted 20 feet up into the air. And we just see her neck snap.
No!
And splash into the pool. So at this point,
We weren't even on the call. We weren't even part of the seance.
yeah. But she was kind of a cunt, honestly. So question number 7, what do you do and what does Teddy do?
I don't want to be in this movie anymore.
Well, don't worry. We only have 10 minutes left before the session expires. So
Teddy is, I mean, this is very shocking for Teddy.
yeah, he's like, what did I miss?
What does Teddy do? What does Teddy do? Teddy. Ugh. What does one do in this situation?
And who is Teddy other than a fucking big galoot who doesn't take seances seriously?
Don't want to be around this demon anymore. I'm gonna go to church again.
Oh, I love that. All right,
I'm gonna
Teddy's
go back
going
to church.
Oh, you're going to church. So
I'm
you're
gonna
going
bring
back
my
to church.
salt. I'm gonna bring my goodbye. I'm gonna bring.
Oh, yeah. Just all your stuff.
Demon.
Shush.
I'm just gonna lay in some holy water.
Oh, I love it. Just a nice little flotation device just in a holy water pool.
Just a salt circle of holy water.
Love it.
I just get in that little baptismal tiny little thing and just get in there. Just Get in the little
Yep.
pool made for babies.
Oh, yeah. I'm a little baptized baby.
Remember me, God? We haven't talked in a long time, but I'm back. Jesus.
You're there's somebody down here who's messing with me.
Yeah.
If you could.
Remember when I got confirmation in 5th grade? I'm
Yeah.
back.
That doesn't expire, does it?
Right? That's me. Teddy. What the fuck does Teddy do? He's just like, what's up, girls? And then just shit hits the fan out of fucking nowhere.
I mean, it's a rough night. It's a surprising night for Ted.
Surprise. Yeah,
Yeah.
demon surprise is
Demon surprise.
one of the worst kinds of demons.
Yeah. Everyone likes to be prepared for their demons. Nobody likes a demon surprise.
A demon surprise. Yeah. At least a lot of times it's like a slow burn possession, you know.
Yeah.
But demon
Yeah.
surprises. Whoa.
Yeah.
I guess he fucking
Kim is 47 meters underwater right now
so sharked and narked right now.
in her baptism pool.
I'm in a shark tank in my baptismal pool.
Yeah.
He is going to go to make Ginny's in the pool. Where's Ginny?
Jenny's in her own baptismal pool.
I'm so sorry this episode's going to be so long just from me thinking. I apologize, guys, but I'm having a rough time. My hair's getting worse. I don't know what's happening. Oh, boy. Okay. Teddy is going to be like, Emma, what do I do? And then he's going to see if Ginny's okay. And then he's going to leave the house. I don't know. That's all I have. Gee,
What?
Lord, is there a demon in your bell?
There's a demon in my bell. One ding for you. Go to church. Hang out in that baptism pool. You know, ask the priest to bring you a margarita and just stay there. Teddy, Emma, bless her heart, is under that blanket, a ball of snot. And she's like, keep running, Teddy. Just keep running. And she's like, if you don't listen to me, you're going to die. And he has just run into a shed and is like hiding from the demon in the shed. And she's like, I need you to keep running. And then Teddy hears a thudding. And he's shining his flashlight all around to see what it is. Emma is just whimpering when his flashlight hits a noose. Kim's out. Kim's like, goodbye. I'm done. Goodbye.
Of course it does.
And then we hear something else.
What?
Bonus point, Kim. What do we hear at Teddy's house?
Why is your face doing that?
I'm trying to send it to you telepathically.
I want to say a chainsaw sound. just because of your face.
No. He hears the music box.
The music box. Oh no, I forgot all about the items. I don't even know.
Oh yeah. He hears a music box. And as he's walking towards it, his flashlight explodes.
Of course.
And so it
does.
Goes black.
Explodes and shit.
And the music box music gets louder. And then we see on Teddy's screen, a Zippo lighter turns on.
Mm-hmm.
And so the Zippo lighter is walking towards the sound. And we hear Teddy say, what the fuck? And it's just the music box sitting in the middle of the floor of the shed. Open.
No, it isn't.
And then all of a sudden he's pulled back. and he's out of frame, and we just see his face fall in front of the camera. So now he's like laying with his face towards the camera. So Emma is like trying to wake him up.
Okay.
We can still kind of see that he's breathing a little bit. And so she's just like, Teddy, Teddy, Teddy. And then we see, starting at his feet, fire. He's catching on fire.
What?
From his Zippo lighter that he dropped.
Oh, no.
And then his half of a face is lit aflame, and he wakes up screaming with his face on fire, and then the screen goes to frozen on just frozen flames.
Oh, no. Stop,
So
drop,
Teddy-
and roll. Stop, drop, and roll.
Yeah, he was already dropped. He was already stopped. So I
Roll
don't
it.
know how
Roll
much
it
a
around.
roll is going to do for you. So he's dead and burned to a crisp. Goodbye. So now it's just Emma under her blanket, all by herself. She gets out from under her blanket for the first time because she hears that her door has swung open. So she's looking at her open door.
Mm-hmm.
Kim,
What?
what does babyface, what? And then babyface comes in.
He's like, hey, lover.
Yeah.
This is not what babyface sounds like. Somehow he's from the 1950s. How do you sing R&B?
Not like that. But it's demon babyface. So maybe he's, who knows. So she's looking at her door. And what does Baby Spice do?
She's looking at her door. Is this what do I do? What does she do?
Yes, ma'am.
I mean, I wouldn't be in this fucking house. I would have left long ago, Baby Spice.
But what I will
wouldn't
tell
have
you
come
right now
upstairs,
is you're
you bitch.
you did, in fact, go back into your room for God knows what reason. And your door, the only exit out, is open.
Right. Sure, of course it is.
Yep.
Great.
Oh,
A mirror.
Kim, your hair.
A mirror.
Your hair is possessed.
My hair looks like how I feel inside.
Yeah.
Crazy. Okay. Well, I mean, at this point, like, gosh, man, at this point,
Befriend the demon. What's up, buddy?
I know, like, okay. I think just hand in hand, we're going to make a run for it. To get outside, I'm going to church, obviously. But I don't know what else to do.
No, I'm going to give you a whole point. Because I don't know what else you would do. So, yeah, make a run for it. Give it your best shot.
Yeah, like there's a high potential, but I'm just lifted into the air throughout my running. But,
Give it your best shot. What choice do you have?
What choice
What
do I
choice
have?
do you have?
Exactly.
Emma, once again,
Blankets?
Yup. She needs therapy because she is still putting blankets on stuff.
Yeah.
She picks up her blanket and throws it towards the door. Human form.
Ah!
She then starts running. Now, we can't really tell what's happening because she is holding her phone or something is holding her phone. So we can't really see what's going on her screen other than panic.
Uh-huh.
But all we do see is all of a sudden the phone comes to a stop outside in the grass, looking at a picnic table that's like outside of her house. And then Emma's body just falls through that picnic table.
Oh, no.
Bye, Baby Spice.
That was expected,
Bye.
Just, I mean,
See ya. Yeah.
Yeah.
So now, then we hear a knock on each
Hello?
of the screens.
Hello?
So all the screens, we hear a knock. No one is in frame at all. And then we hear glass breaking. And in Haley's screen, we see glass shatter, like fall to the ground. Gemma is climbing through the window.
Oh, right.
So we see Gemma through Haley's screen.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
She goes and looks at the screen and sees Emma through a broken picnic table, Teddy's screen frozen in flames, Caroline still brushing her hair, and then all of the screens sort of click away, but yeah, they do click away. So like as if the session is like they've signed out, basically, is what we see. All the screens go away. Okay. So now it's just Gemma in Haley's apartment, and she's kind of looking around, and then we see a bottle suspended in the air, and it hit Gemma in the head, and she's knocked to the ground. Then we see Gemma's screen pop up again. And it's from her phone, which now has service, and she's been able to reach it. And so she kind of like, we now see her laying on the ground all bloody around glass, having been knocked out with a bottle, and she's holding her phone now. So now Gemma's screen is back in the chat from her phone. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
So at this point, she gets up, all of the cabinets open, and all this shit starts coming out of the cabinets. She gets up and runs into the back part of the apartment where Haley was pulled into. And she just screams, "Fuck you!" to the demon. And I was like, girl, I feel you.
Yeah, that's how I feel right now.
Yeah. It's all dark in the back. And then the closet door starts to open. Ironing board falls out. Then we hear a thumping. She goes into the bedroom. Haley comes out from underneath the desk. She was hiding under the desk. She's like crying, and they smile at each other, and then they have this weird awkward thing where they go to hug each other, but then they just bump elbows.
Yeah. Oh my God.
And they're just like, okay, here we are. Then we see a chair move in the kitchen, and all the lights go out. So Kim, what do you do? And what do Haley and Gemma do?
I'm going to stick with church.
And take Haley with you this time.
Yeah, Jesus loves all his sheeple.
Lambs? Sheep, yep. Sheep and lambs. He loves the sheep and the
He
lambs.
says, loves them all. He accepts everyone. What? No. Yep. Church.
Oh my God, you guys, I broke her.
I'm going to church.
I broke Kim.
And I'm going to swim in holy water.
Yep.
And salty circles. And
oh, maybe you could put salt in the holy water. Just really knock any demon shit out.
No demons.
You know? Salt and water.
Cover ourselves in crucifixes. And
yeah.
Wait till sunrise. I don't know.
Eat and drink a bunch of Jesus.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Just imbibe Jesus all night long and get some priests, all the priests.
Yeah. Make a Jesus burger. Just fry that on up.
What the fuck do they do? What the fuck do they do?
Just reminding you they're at Haley's house. Because I know you're sharked and narked, so I'm just making sure.
Well, now I'm concerned that you're telling me that for a reason. But like, what's at Haley's house that I don't know the difference between anyone's houses. What's at Haley's house that's not at another house?
Well, now it's a demon.
The demon is at every house.
Yeah.
Every house has the only thing I know about the houses is there's a demon in
everyone.
All of them.
Yeah.
So there's stuff flying, and then there's things coming. I guess.
And now it's all gone black, gone dark, and they're looking from the bedroom down the hall into the kitchen, living room together.
I'm gonna say try to run out of the house. I have no idea. Take Polaroid pictures? I don't know. No, we're beyond that. That seems silly.
Should have stuck with Polaroid pictures, bitch.
Shut the fuck up. They take Polaroid picture? God damn it.
So this is what we see.
Oh, because they're trying to see. So they keep taking Polaroid pictures or something like that.
Yes.
God damn
So
it, motherfucker. Stupid bitch. I said it.
Walking down the hallway. Click. Step. Step. Click. Step. Step. Click. Step. Step. Click. Step. Step. Demon! Ah! And then we get, this free meeting has ended. Credits.
Oh my gosh. I mean, to be honest, that doesn't make sense really because the Polaroids don't, like, it takes so long for a Polaroid to come through.
Yeah.
That, like,
I'm
by the time you see the Polaroid, like, the demon has come upon you, which is exactly what happened. So whatever. Fuck them. I said it.
Now, that being said, here's what I will say, though. Haley and Gemma didn't necessarily see. Oh, no, I guess they saw. No, I'm with you. You're right. Yeah, you're totally right. But I mean, Haley was a little too like, no, we've got to stay in it. And this was exciting. And I'm like, bitch, no. Like, you know, so she wanted to like solve a mystery, I guess. Okay, let me total your points.
So are we saying that they're all dead, basically?
Except for Salen. Because,
Yeah.
like, there really wasn't any indication that Salen was dead.
Yeah, I wouldn't think that she was dead.
But everybody else is dead. Yeah.
Well, that was...
Just take a breather. Just take a breather.
I can't. I need to talk about it.
Hi, Sammy's.
So we heard a rumor that you're not signed up for our awesome Patreon yet.
What? Where are you getting your BoneCon then?
It's cool. It's fine. You can still subscribe. Just hit the link in the show notes or search for us on Patreon. We're right there.
We've got all kinds of BoneCon.
That's bonus content.
We've got mini-sodes, postmortems, and Q&As, all live streamed. Polls, prizes, merch, and just a general smorgasbord of KK-Sam.
So join us.
Or else.
Okay. You didn't do horribly.
Don't lie.
Out of your... I mean, speaking as someone who got like 21 out of 39 last time, you didn't do so bad. So for your Dead or Alives, you got 3 out of 7. For your questions, you got 11.5 out of 18, which is 14.5 out of 25. So...
It's not great. I don't feel like I survived. And my
you
points
got real sharked and narked.
my points don't show that I survived much either.
Yeah.
Host killed me.
So let me ask you this real quick. You still want to do that seance with Cinq? Should I set it up? Should I?
I changed my mind.
You changed your mind? Okay. So
I
don't.
changed my mind.
So I should retract that email. Okay, great. All right.
Yeah, I changed my mind.
I thought you might.
That was traumatizing.
Yeah. It was, it's worth a watch. It's only 56 minutes. So it's only the length of a Zoom session.
Yeah. But we managed to make it 2.5 hours.
Oh, sure. Well, I mean, that's how we roll.
We did do a lot of side talk, but also with that one, I feel like you have to describe each
Every
window. Screen. Yeah, that's happening simultaneously when you're watching it. So it makes sense.
And you know what? I'm gonna let's call a spade here. Your shark and narc didn't make for the most succinct answering of the questions.
I don't know what you're talking about.
You know what? Me neither. Strike that from the record.
Neither does my hair.
You were lickety split, quick like a bunny, answered in 2 shakes of a lamb's tail.
What was I? That was traumatizing. Sounds great though. Seems really fun.
Fucking bananas right now.
I look how I feel. It really woke me up. I feel alive again. I was real tired at the beginning of this, and I don't feel that way.
Whew. Yeah. So that was host.
Did you want to ask about screen? Did you have a question specific to that? You were like, oh, I wanted to ask you at the end.
Just your thoughts on it, because so first of all, I conflated the two things. I knew that you had done screen, which was the Zoom call, basically.
Yeah.
I remembered the bunny ears filter. Right. I had conflated the two. I thought they were the same thing in my head.
Oh, yeah, they're not.
They're two different things. So I just didn't know if you wanted to maybe reshare Tracy's things.
Yeah, I will reshare it. Yeah, I was in it's a short, but it's a hard Zoom call. Different than this because it's a different kind of haunted situation or different.
Yeah.
Like it's a different genre, I guess, of the horror world, you could say.
Yeah, this is the host is demon haunting.
Right.
Yeah. You were there. You heard it.
Yeah, we just did it. But yeah, I am interested to like look at it. I'm sure obviously like ours was literally me on Zoom in my apartment with a light on, like that's it, you know what I mean?
But I thought it was good. I think you should watch this. But I would watch if you want to watch it we can watch it together.
I know I don't want to watch it alone.
Yeah.
But yeah, like literally Tracy made the whole thing herself for like $0, and like this one definitely had a crew. Like there was like 27 digital compositors listed and like you know all the things and like visual effects and special effects and stuff. So ours is not that, but it's funny that it's a similar idea and that she has fucking something similar too. That's like,
but I didn't know if you wanted to like postmortem Tracy, you know,
postmortem Tracy.
Yeah, like just
just share stuff. Sure, that sounds fun. But yeah, actually,
maybe even if she like has an opinion on host, I don't know. Like I don't.
Yeah, I could ask her. No, I'm definitely gonna fucking text her right after this to be like,
yeah.
Last time I saw her, we talked about that this was coming. That like it had just like been announced that something like this was coming out, but no one knew what it was yet. Really, you know what I mean? And she was like, "Motherfucker."
Yeah.
What was I gonna say? Beep boop 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 beep boop boop. Oh, Screen has like 26,000 views though on YouTube.
Oh, that's awesome.
So yeah.
Well, the one thing that I was going to say, like, it sucks because, like, yeah, I knew that this was, like, very close to, you know, what Tracy did. But what I think is interesting is, like, I even said at the very beginning, I was like, everybody is having the exact same conversations over Zoom. It's all the same. Who has a man bun? Who had to quarantine? So I imagine, like, the things that are freaking people out are also the same.
Exactly. Yeah.
So it's, but yeah, it was very well done.
Sounds great. It sounds like it was well done, to be honest. It sounds very good.
Yeah. The one thing that Eric couldn't get past people carrying their phone around when they're being attacked. And I was like, that's just a big difference between maybe you and me or you and me and my friends. I don't know. Yeah. Like I would never, ever put my phone down if I was on a Zoom call with you.
It's the alone factor.
Yes.
Like I would rather be... Like I feel like I'm not alone if I have you guys with me.
Yes, and I would be like, "Are you seeing this?" Like I would turn the camera out to be like, "We are seeing this together." He couldn't get past that, and I was like, "No, that makes 100% sense to me." So I just thought that was interesting that he that was a sticking point for him.
Yeah, that is interesting. Yeah, I would be much less likely to just be like, "Goodbye, gonna deal with this demon by myself." Like,
never in a million years.
Yeah, like it's definitely the alone factor that would make you do that.
Exactly, and it's also the idea of like, especially like, okay, well, the lamp swinging for Baby Spice before she sees the face filter. Like, of course, you would be like, "Look what I'm seeing."
Right.
You wouldn't just say, "Hey, a lamp is swinging."
Right.
Like you'd be like, "Look at this."
Yeah.
So. Yeah,
loved it.
That was host.
Great job, Kat.
Yay!
You did a good job of describing it because I felt like I could see it all.
Thank you. So yeah, you guys can go talk amongst yourselves on our Facebook group that we put up.
Oh, right.
Yeah, we're doing it.
So much to talk about.
And in addition to that, guys, we are still, no joke, we are still coming up with some solid bone con for y'all.
Yeah,
we have some announcements.
We just talked about some things today.
Yeah. So we have more announcements coming. We are, really able to put a lot of thought and time into our Patreon for the first time, since we started it. Obviously, we've always been working hard, but we are able to like really, bring you some cool stuff. So keep your eyes and ears on that.
Yes.
And follow us on all the things.
Yeah. So if you want to support us, Patreon is there. We also have some cool new merch. Kat just made one for our last episode from Child's Play that says, "I wish you were a cat."
I'm probably going to get several
you
things. With
obviously
that on it.
have to get that.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's cool. And then follow us at kksampodcast and, rate, review, subscribe. And thank you guys so much for listening.
Yeah, we love you so much. This has been Kim and Kat Stay Alive.
Maybe.
So until next week, stay alive.
Bye.
Bye.
Ghosted me. I'm done.